Hello and welcome. I'm Carol DeChaine, your intuitive spiritual guide for practical matters and Marconic multidimensional energy teacher and practitioner. Today and this whole month, I'm talking about self-confidence. And self-confidence is something that, well, people might seem like they have and they may not. You just don't know with people because sometimes underneath it all, they're scared. They don't really believe in themselves. And so, how in the world do you get better self-confidence? There are a lot of different ways and a lot of different tools you can use to increase your self confidence. And last time I talked about, the first week, I talked about self sabotaging and how that really messes you up and how you can get through some of that. I talked about last week reversing negative self talk because those sometimes you just don't hear what you're saying about yourself or about your life, and the complaining and the whining and the saying you're a bad person or you're stupid or you're any of that stuff can really mess up your self confidence. So, today I'm going to look at a positive tool that you can do and that will help you increase your self confidence because maybe you don't think you're very good at things. Maybe you think that you can't do anything right or that your life is a mess or that fill in the blank. So, what can you do? One positive tool you can use is to start listing out all the things you're good at because you may not think there's very many. But once you get started, you're going to find that you're really good at quite a few, probably different things, and maybe a lot of things. So, what are you good at? When I look at my life and I look at my house, I think, well, what am I good at? I'm good at making a home, making it feel warm and cozy without too much clutter. I'm good at plants because they seem to grow pretty good when I'm around, because I have love for them and I give them the food and water they need. So when you look at my house, as you can see behind me, I have a flowering African violet. So that's something that feels good about my house. I have a wonderful view. So I'm really good at taking the time to stand there and just look at it and drink it in. I'm good at taking that moment to find the peace or the joy that I want because I'm looking at it going, oh, I was smart enough to find a place that had that view. Now, that's pretty fun to say, isn't it? I was smart enough to fill in the blank, look around you. You might call yourself stupid a lot, but there's a lot of smart things that you do as well. So, what are you good at? I'm good at crafting. Sometimes I'm not so good at it, but it's specific things I'm pretty good at it. And sometimes I mess up and I make it even better. So I'm good at fixing things that I've creatively screwed up by accident. I'm good at taking classes and learning. My girlfriend says, "Oh my God, you're constantly learning." I'm good at going on YouTube and figuring things out. How do I go? How do I make Instagram work? How do I set something up? How do I do something? Thanks to YouTube and Google, how to has become so much easier. I used to have that excuse for everything, and that was one of my negative self talks. Can't do anything. I don't know how. How do I do it? I do it if I knew how. Well, now with Google and YouTube, I have no excuse. So now that I know how to do things, how to find out how to do things, I'm very good at getting things done. I can make lists. So look at what you're good at. When you get up in the morning, maybe you look at, I do great at putting on makeup. I'm great at getting clean in the shower. I'm great at doing my hair in the morning. I'm great at picking out my outfit. If you like wearing jewelry, maybe you're great at putting jewelry together with your outfit. Maybe you're great at choosing a car or at driving the car. Maybe you're great at following directions. So there are a ton of things. And the more you can say, I'm really good at this, I'm really good at that, when normally you pull yourself apart, those are things that are going to help your self confidence level. You're going to see that you aren't maybe totally a screw up if you think you are. You're going to see there are things that you are incredibly good at. The more you look at those, the more you'll have self confidence about those and about the rest of your life as well. Because you're going to see that the things that you don't do well or the things that you don't have self confidence around are going to start shifting as well. but you need to focus on those things that you do well. The more you can do that, the better you're going to feel. The more you can, sometimes maybe you even want to write them down. Start, and they have a gratitude journal. So maybe instead of a gratitude journal, you have a journal that says things I'm good at, things I can do well, or at least I do pretty well. Because maybe you're pretty good at uploading pictures to Facebook. Maybe you're good at TikTok videos, which so many people can't do, and so many other people do incredibly well. Maybe you're great at making a home, like I said, or you're really a good parent, or you're noticing you're not so good at a parent, it feels like, because your kid is acting out. So maybe you say, I'm really good at having patience with my child. I'm good with compassion for my child. I am wonderful at loving people, or at being a carpool mom. I mean, whatever it may be that you're really good at, that maybe you act in theater and you feel like, hey, I really am good at what I do. Whatever it is, know that it can be the smallest thing which can make your self-confidence grow. So please, if you need to write them down, don't just say them. Write them down. Even if you're good at staying 5 minutes in a meditation, you go, I'm really great at a 5-minute meditation. Maybe you can't do more than that without your brain wandering off or falling asleep, but maybe you're great at a 5-minute meditation, and that's all you need. Say, hey, I take the time. I'm great at that. I also can do it for 5 minutes. Maybe I'll add an extra minute to next week, but right now I do great. I'm wonderful. I'm good at, I don't know, at ignoring things that are noisy around me when I'm trying to record YouTube videos. I realize that sometimes the distractions that come up, I had 2 doorbells go the other day when I was recording, or the doorbell went twice while I was recording a YouTube video. And I was like, ignore it. If they'll go away, just keep talking. And if they don't, I have to stop the video and go see what it is. Turned out my neighbor told me they were actually religious people trying to convert. So it was like, okay, good. I'm glad I didn't answer it, but I listened later and it's on the YouTube video. And I was already 20 minutes in. I was not going to stop and redo it. So it doesn't sound bad. It's in the background. I was like, somebody listens, they'll hear that. So what are you good at? The more you come up with, the more you'll feel better about yourself. You'll find more peace about yourself. Your subconscious will start going, whoa, I'm pretty good. I do this. I can do that. I can do this. Oh, I feel better. I feel less maybe that I can mess up things. Maybe there's certain things you're going to notice that you're going, I can't find anything about this particular area of my life that I'm good at. Whether it's relationships or maybe your job, your kids, whatever it is, maybe you are having a particularly hard time about a certain area of your life. Don't be so particular what you say you're good at then. Find a little teeny tiny thing that you can say you're good at, and it will grow and morph. You don't have to make a giant statement that I'm wonderful at my job. Maybe you say, I am wonderful at being on time for my job. I have a wonderful attitude about my job, usually. I mean, maybe you can say, I am wonderful at organizing my job. I'm wonderful at whatever it may be. And even if you have issues with certain sections of it, you can find the areas that work for you. I know I've talked about this for a little bit now, but just know that whatever tool you use, your self-confidence can start getting a little bit of a boost. Make it come up a little bit more. And it's not the prideful boasting thing I'm talking about. And I think you kind of know that. It's that I feel good about myself. I know I can do certain things. I know I'm good at certain things. But it's more of a quiet knowingness that you want instead of that, oh, I'm not good at this. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's that we do to ourselves. Go back to last week with the negative self-talk and listen to that one. See how you can move through that. This one is let's be proactive and say, these are what I'm good at. And that will help you choose to have that. Positive self-talk will start coming more often too. But also you'll start doing better. You start realizing that you are good at more than you think you are. You can find throughout the day little tiny things you're good at and go, oh, hey, I can do that pretty well. Oh, hey, I can do that pretty well. I'm very mechanical I want to say for a woman, but for a woman, I don't want to say for a woman of my age, but basically I was the one that when we used to have VCRs, my VCR clock never blinked. And if you're old enough to remember that, I'm just saying, I always knew how to fix that. I always made sure that it worked. I knew how to do a lot of things that other people didn't know how to do. I can fix certain things. I can make things better. But other things I have issues with that don't have good self-confidence in. So know what you're good at. Trust that you're good at a lot more than you think, because those things can help bolster that self-confidence and make you feel better about who you are. Thank you for joining me here today. I'm Carol DeChaine. If you like what you hear, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell notification. You'll see that Sundays there's an I Am affirmation that comes out every week called the Joy Corner. And then on Wednesdays, we have different videos that come out to help you connect more to your joy and having your best life. And also, if you want to hear more, my podcast, Living Your Limitless Life, is available on almost all the podcast channels. And a direct link to the website that hosts all of my podcast is in the comments below this video. And you'll also find there a link to my website, which has all the information about me, about Marconics multidimensional ascension energy, and how you can get classes for that, or to become a practitioner, or to have a no-touch or recalibration to help shift and adjust your lower vibration and raise it up above the fear frequency. Until next week, please know that you are already enough to have that joyful, limitless life that you desire.